because I very much doubt that they're going to get things cleared up in time to get cars back out on circuit. That's going to be it.
That was Wharton, who just aquaplaned towards the barriers, cannoned off them, and when he came back into
meeting of the year, and bring a huge amount of experience to this event.
That's the replay of the headbutting of the barriers from Zhang Zhendong, but just, I think, as that car set off.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. So you can see, just putting the power down in the BMW, and the back steps out, and then just a little bit too much in the Porsche, glances the barrier, can get the car, particularly with these really wide tyres, and this is not going to work, is it? 4 cars already are stopped at the exit of Melco.
It looks like Daniel Serra's Ferrari is the casualty. Oh, big drama that I think might be Lawrence Vanthor trying to get through the traffic. Bang, there's contact. Audi hits Audi. And people are arriving too rapidly, that's the problem. So the 2 Audis got themselves together there. That looked like Adderley Fong possibly that got into the back of Christopher Hauser.
Just
red flag again.
I just realised I was holding my breath because every car that appeared just been no, too quick. And now we've got a rather large
of Wu Wei Hung's car goes through, and it was number 80 that just avoided major damage. Quan Car Kit behind in the Mogan team track day. Said I'd be surprised if people got through without strife, and there's the first casualty. Let's see. Couldn't make the corner and finds traffic ahead as well. Ploughs into the back of 55, which is Martin Sch. So that was
I thought that was going to be your final line.
No.
That, as they say, is that.
This is it. This is the that. Bang, bang, and bang again. And he rattles the wall. And it was quite a good save, wasn't it, by the Hyundais behind, not to get sort of embroiled in that. But Martin Tsao, with quite a bit of damage, broken suspension as well, he's ended up there. Well, let's have a look. This, first of all, is Enschler, who just goes straight on, completely missed his braking point, bounces back off the tyres. But that was a very odd accident, just arrived with
the remaining 2/3.
Here we go. And it was quite a whack into the Armco for Van der Linde coming out of Mandarin. So he didn't spin, but he ran wide. And you were right to say the back of the car looked odd because he has damaged it. Debris flies. And this might explain what happened to Kuromi. It's wrong coming into view. And Adderley Fong headbutts the barrier. And it sort of grinds its way to a halt. And those behind came perilously close to T-boning the Audi. But
that's a pretty big piece of kit as well.
Understeers out wide, loses the back, and kaboom.
It's Moorish,
Sideways, whacks the wall, destroys the rear and the left, and then hits the barrier again.
That notification, and very quickly it
and a big lose, and that's Luca Enschler in the Lamborghini by the look of it, who has destroyed the car coming out of Mandarin. That'll be a red flag, and the session is stopped with debris, wheels everywhere, and with just under 4 minutes to go, red flags fly, and a big accident coming out of Mandarin. And in fact there, Dries Van Thor stops, doesn't even go through the wreckage, so the red flags come out, and the car's tiptoeing their way through the incident zone. That's the end of the session. It won't be resumed. And as I say, it looks to me as though it's the Luca Enschler Lamborghini that has gone off at very high speed coming out of Mandarin. And we've seen over the year. And a replay of Luca Enschler's big slide, and around it went. Bang, hard into the barrier on one side. Bang into the barrier on the other. There it is from another angle. Huge hit. And that deflects the car across the road. Bodywork, wheels shed across the racetrack. And not only did the car have to be removed with debris, workers there to get Boganovic's car off the road. And let's see. So it's Sato sideways, bang, into the barriers, and ends up in the middle of the road. Here comes Dunn, bang, and here comes Boganovic, big bang. Wow. Boganovic's view. It's all kicked off ahead of him, and he's got nowhere to go. Kaboom. And Dino Boganovic, remember, currently pole position. And that's his session done.
That's about right.
And here's your answer to, yes, there was a car up against the wall. And I can't tell you whose it is because it's hidden, but
it was blue.
Centre punches the wall under the heavy braking. Here's the answer. it's wrong before he comes into view, and he's already hit the wall. So something happened to pitch him into the barrier. We didn't really. Sandro Giretti and Han Li Chao running together, and that's Terence Say, who I think found the wet part of the road, and he just sort of understeered out wide, didn't he? Boom.
I think you're right, and the problem we mentioned at the start. Okay, it's gone in now, but just at the start of the session, the sunshine was out, so as well. But the 77 car, this is what happened. A little bit of a clip there, and just on the back of the 55 car of Kenny Chung, and the net result of that is that Lau Kim Ho's car is beached down on the
context of those two big accidents we've just seen. It was a Mercedes, and a skim of the tyres, and then how does it end up in the wall?
Well, it's already done it.
Yeah, it was the conveyor belting that's done the damage.
Yeah.
So actually relatively low speed, and it ends up near the wall because I think it just see there Thomas Chat Chung, and it was a big locker, and then into the barrier, and he's going to hit the wall. Oh, I see, yes, because the barrier juts out, and that's what did all the damage to flick the car around. So let's have a look. It's a big slide. Oh, it's Losey Ho's car. It's gone around. That Evolve Racing entry. And he just got it wrong, and round came the back. So at the escape road, it was this incident. Have a look at the top of the screen, because coming through San Francisco in a moment, we'll get the incident, and he's just completely wrong, slides out of the corner, almost as though something else had happened earlier on, but there's nobody else around him to have made contact. So whatever happened for Yui Fan, it was a very strange line.
And no lap in the book. What happened to the Honda? Bang! And then push back onto the centre of the circuit. That was a nibble, wasn't it, just to get through. And Guerreri just able to squeeze through.
It was Marco Butti's Honda, and there you can see it. Massive impact into the barrier, sort of understeers out wide, and the gap closes, but he just makes it. There was through. Let's see how he got there, first of all. He's on his own. He brakes late. Red flag. Understeers. Oh, what a feeling. Into the conveyor belting, and that turns the car around. Laurin Heinrich, on his first flying lap of the session, triggers a red. He was slower in sectors 4 and 5, and there is the answer to the Jules Gounon question.
It is, yeah. The car went straight on, hit the barrier, left-hand side at the front, and there's nothing you can do. How so, yeah.
And this was the reason for it. If you look down towards police, and into view comes Ralph Aaron, and runs out of width of the road, doesn't he? Police, and then towards Moorish. On the brakes, down through the gears, second gear. Oh, into the wall goes Tappanen. That'll be another red flag, because he's littered the circuit and took a Tappanen. Too much speed down towards police, and the red flag is shown straight away. You are on board. Right, let's try and work out what Kobayashi did wrong then. So down through Black Sands, and just too fast. Never made the corner. Way too wide. You can see the tyre marks. Some are heading to the pits. Some are in the pits. And there, Kanato Lee already stationary and trying to avoid him. That was a big impact for Evan Gilter, who suddenly comes around the corner, finds a parked car, finds his teammate, and did his best to swerve in avoidance, but hooked his rear wheel around the back. Oh, no, it's not Kanato Lee, forgive me. It is James Walton, the Australian. And this was what happened to Jet Bowling. Too much speed, lost the back of the car, bang. Very similar to his accident yesterday over at Moorish.
Yeah.
So that was the drama sustained for Jet Bowling. The car bounces its way down the arm over the mountain pass. Here they come then, out of our bend, and one lap to go. Drama in the background, Kwong in the wall, bounces across the circuit. There's debris on the racetrack, but Aaron Kwong got it wrong in the background. The leaders go on to the last lap.
And Lisboa, we get another view as the leader comes through. Second place, Badaracco comes through. And we're going to see in the background what happens. It's a typical last corner moment, isn't it?
Yeah, just two.
Lights coming on, the engine notes rise, they will go out any moment now, and we'll get the race underway. Good start by Ted Buell. Start by Ashkenaut as well, and Jan Erlache is going to be side by side as they head down towards what is the very, very fast run towards, and already we've got a wheel off, we've got a tyre off, we've got debris.
We had one of the Lincoln Co's that did not get away and was then hit from behind. So drama from the start as Ted Bjork leads the way. The rest of the field battle through. The field get away with an interruption. We get a couple of battered cars off the road as they come down towards Lisboa. For the first time, Ted Bjork trying to make good his escape. He's under attack there. Mikhail Ashkenaut to the outside line. He's not going to get through there. And it's the last of the late breakers. Ashkenaut is out wide, but he makes the corner as others do not. Up the escape road there, tries to go out the Guerrieri. Others have to slow right down and limp through. But Bjork hangs on to the advantage. That could have been a whole lot worse getting through Lisboa for the first time. They make it. And no, they down at Lisboa. Ted Bjork fending off Mikhail Ashkenaut, Norbert Mikelish third. And then look, Guerrieri on the brakes too late, goes wide, forces the Lincoln Co out with him. Others get up the escape road, and look, yeah, there's contact there, and that's what turns Guerrieri around. He actually spins in the middle of the pack, and then there's just nowhere to go on the inside. Some try and go through to the right and succeed. Others can't quite get to the gap in time, and all of a sudden the road is blocked. Here it is from another angle. Look left, because in a minute Guerrieri's going to get speared across the road. There he is. Bounces off cars, takes one of the Hyundais for a ride, doesn't he? And that could have done some damage there. And others pile in, and the road is blocked because you've got another of the Hyundai Elantras that gets turned sideways. In the tow, Goethe has got Delaney in the other Red Bull livery car right up behind him. Freddie Slater is in the mix. One wide, one in the wall. Yellows fly, car damage in the middle of the road. It has kicked off at turn 2, and we are going to have an interruption for sure. But who will the race leader be as they get to Lisboa? It is Ugo Ugachukwu. He breaks fractionally late, but he survives it. Goethe second, and Leon is going to be third.
The rest of them stream through Lisboa. It is Ugo Ugachukwu that has fended off the attentions of Oliver Goethe, and we have stricken cars that will need to be tended to. The course vehicles come into play.
So you can see in the background, one just loses traction, slides wide. It's already crippled as it comes across the road. And surprisingly, we didn't lose as many as we could have done. One car there, very, very fortunate to avoid all the mayhem.
Good job done on avoidance. It's very much the name of the game. Yeah, big bash there coming out of the very, very quick corner, and quite a bit of debris splattered onto the circuit as well. Let's have a look from Tappanen's car.
So down towards Mandarin he goes, and bang, right ahead of him, and Tappanen in the wall as well. So he got caught out, I think, by the pace of the car ahead. So that is one of the fancy drivers of the weekend. Took Tappanen out on
a little bit of temperature, but you can't afford to do it too much. You can't afford to. He wasn't even weaving the car, was he?
No, he got a bit close behind Chankin Sang.
Maybe touched the brake.
Yeah, maybe. And settled himself, hit the wall on one side, then spun across to the other. And so this is the second incident. We'd had one, but then a bit of contact.
Oh, a little touch there.
So that's not down to the driver spinning necessarily. It was for contact. Who was it that got turned around? I want to say Lokai Tin. Respect between the drivers. Racing move off, and Van Tor goes wide. He's in the wall. Engel gets through. Farfus gets through. Van Tor keeps going, but Dries Van Voor's car slithers out wide. On this last lap, we have a look at what happened to Jamie Lai, and the answer is too much speed, and bang, headbutts the wall.
Yep, no opportunity to take the escape road down at Lisboa, straight into those tyres.
Lisboa, the road getting drier and faster all the time, but you've still got to be now at race pace, able to judge your braking point for Lisboa. And very late on the brakes, Han Li Chao, the car squirming. He did a good job to get that stopped. And into the wall goes Deng Yi. Race leader headbutts the tyres. And now let's see whether everybody can miss him. The answer so far is yes. But now I'm getting a bit fearful that it might move to no. Up the hill heads Han Li Chao, and he's got away as we have a track blockage.
We certainly do. Down at Lisboa, no way through for the rest of the field. Judesis many cars got through here. We thought the problem was going to be for the now race leader as onto the brakes at Lisboa, and then thank you very much indeed, the race leader goes straight on into the tyre wall at Lisboa.
Safety car deployed. Kevin Say was lucky not to get involved in that. There was contact from the Porsche behind, and then look, it was the Aston Martin that was the first one to just go wide, and bang, 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 nowhere to go. And an archetypal Lisboa accident. The road was
still flashing lights. Let's have a look what happened down at Lisboa, and just getting it wrong into the corner and hitting the
toe. This is an ideal place to try to gain ground if you are near enough. Ugachuku leads down towards Lisboa. Effort made on Denini on the inside to Palo, and on the outside into the wall, and Mayhem is going to break out. That's James Wharton. James Wharton, the Australian, in the wall. Others tangled with him. Track blockage. They all go piling in. And the Macau Grand Prix did not last for very long. We've certainly lost James Wharton. We've certainly lost Evan Gilter. We'll unravel the others. I think Thiago Rodriguez possibly. So have a look. The white car of Matteo De Palo has a look, but it's Wharton that doesn't have the room. He goes into the barrier, then he gets collected by others, and they just eventually go piling in. But the lucky can go through on the inside and a red flag. The race is being suspended then, so the cars will cab down pit lane. Look from another angle, you see Wharton bounce into the way. The leader's got away with it. This is Dino Beganovic, who is experienced around here. He turns the corner, and there he just misses Wharton's car on the left-hand side.
Wow, goodness me, that was...
This is why Tuka Tappinen you're on board with. He turns through, and there is the car in question, bouncing off the barriers, slowing down as it goes up the hill, and 27, which is Lisboa. Goethe is too far back to challenge, so it's all eyes on third place, where Slater has a look on the outside of Leon. Can't do it, makes the dive on the inside for third place. Slater, can he get the car stopped? No! Bang! Into the wall! Freddie Slater had one last roll of the dice, and from a possible hero...
Not put a wheel wrong this weekend. Absolutely superb.
That was a big hit, wasn't it, from Colnaghi? Really big whack coming out of that right-hander of Fisherman.